Welcome into Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. We're live here on the Callin app, reposting this later here on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe on Callin, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. We're going to take some calls from callers here from Bears fans. A little question and answer here, so we'll get your thoughts here. We'll go ahead and make Trevor the first caller here. So Trevor, welcome in. If you got any overall questions or thoughts about the Bears, would love to hear them here.
Yeah, I was just curious what your final prediction. I know it's a little early still, but what your final prediction would be for Justin going into 2022 season, as far as passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. If you had to put a number on it.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, but I'll just. How about, I think I said something like this the other day. How about 30, and this assumes he plays all 17. How about 3,500 something yards, so, 210 yards a game. 23 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and then let's say around 500 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. So 28 TDs, probably sprinkling 3 or 4 fumbles in there, 11 picks. So 28 touchdowns overall, 4,000 total yards, and 14, 15 turnovers. I think we'd be thrilled with that, right? Maybe that's more of an optimistic lens, but if he's healthy, I think he's capable of having a season like that.
Do you think that he would emerge as the top of the rookie QBs from last year of that class?
He certainly has a chance. I mean, other teams have invested more around him this offseason. I think the Bears are going to do more of that next offseason. But, yeah, if he puts up numbers like that with, an average offensive line, and I think we'd be happy with average, and okay skill players, I think we'd be like, yeah, this is the guy in Chicago. Now go get some big-time players around him. So we'll see. I think he's got the talent to be the best from that class still. I don't think any of the other guys showed enough that they're just going to run away with it. Mac Jones had the best year, but he's got limited physical attributes compared to a Fields or a Lawrence or even a Wilson. Obviously big year for Fields, and the rest of these guys are always going to be compared to one another. Let's go to Jeremy Hood. He's next up on the line. Jeremy, welcome in. Appreciate you waiting. What's up? What you got for me?
Hey, I think another bounce-back guy is Jalen Johnson. I think this defense running that cover 2 shell will allow him to have more safety help. I know you talked about it in one of your videos about that cover 3 and how he struggled a little bit. But I know this cover 2 shell will help him. Also, with Eddie Jackson actually playing in the backfield, I think that will help a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think Brisker playing next to Jackson is going to be huge for Jackson. As far as Jalen Johnson goes, I do think this scheme will help him. I think he'll play well. I think Eberflus kind of sent him some mental tests early by having him run with the second team. He seemed to handle that well, got back with the starters, had a pick 6 in one of the practices. So we've seen him play at a very high level, and if he can put it all together for 17 games in a season, there's no reason why he can't be a consistent Pro Bowler. He's got all the tools. So I'm with you, Jeremy. I think that makes a lot of sense. I appreciate the thought and appreciate the question. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to have their best year yet? Name a player on this roster that's going to have their best player yet in their career. Justin Fields is a common one because he's got to play better than last year. Maybe a Jalen Johnson, a Cole Kmet. Let me know who's going to have their best season yet for the Chicago Bears. Let's go to Danger, who is next up on the line. And if you want to get into the show, hop into the caller queue. Danger, what's up? How we doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Can you name some top 3 players for the next season?
Say that again. You cut out for a sec.
Can you name the top 3 on the Bears roster right now for the next season?
I think you said top 3 players for the next season. You cut out twice there. For next season,
top 3 underrated players.
Underrated player for this upcoming year, like season starting in 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, right.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Underrated. I mentioned Nicholas Morrow is one. I think he's underrated. I think Darnell Mooney nationally is very underrated. I mean, Dan Orlovsky didn't even think he was a number 2 receiver, which I think that's completely disrespectful. I think those are a couple. Montgomery's an underrated player, but I think people know about him. How about, I think a guy like Trevis Gibson is pretty underrated. I think Gibson and who are the other 2 I just mentioned? Producer Jack, help me out. Nicholas Morrow and Darnell Mooney, along with Trevis Gibson, like I said. I think those are 3 underrated players that are going to show this year that they are no longer underrated because they're just flat-out good players. Appreciate the call. Danger.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe button here on Callin. I want to continue to grow here on this platform because I like hearing from you guys. I like answering your questions, and I want to answer your questions after games. I want to do post-game shows. The bosses haven't given the green light yet because we need more subscribers. It's free if you're watching on YouTube. Go subscribe over there. I loved calling into my favorite hosts as a kid after my favorite teams would win and lose. This is your chance to do that. Call into me, and we can chop it up back and forth. Chatsports.com/BearsCallin. It's chatsports.com/BearsCallin. Fofo Acosta is next up here. Welcome in to the show. What do you got for me, Fofo? Got to unmute yourself in the bottom right. There you go. What's up?
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My question is, it's Braxton Jones. Obviously right now he's the favorite at left. OTAs he started.
Yep.
As the first team rep, and he's a favorite right now. Do you think why he's the favorite right now is of arms? Because if you really look at in the NFL all around, usually franchise left tackles have long arms, and I don't know. I think that's why he's the favorite. I don't know. I want to see your opinion why. Or maybe it's because there's no one there.
Yeah,
that he's the favorite. That's
yeah,
why.
I think that plays a role into it. I think that's a big reason why he was drafted because his measurables fit what Ryan Poles wanted in his offensive lineman. I think that got him drafted, but I think something in his play or his preparation has given him those opportunities to start at left tackle because it's not like, hey, your arms are long, we're just going to have you start right away. I think he's shown them something because it's not like he was starting from day one. He moved up from the backups to the starters. I think he's proven to them that whether it's with his technique, his preparation, his footwork, the reps that they have gotten, that he's shown them something. Now, I'll continue to say this. I think without the pads on, which pads don't go on until training camp, offensive line is the hardest group to evaluate. So it's hard to say. Maybe he gets out there with the pads on, he gets blasted. Who knows? He'll have a rookie moment at some point during this camp. I promise you that. Whether Robert Quinn shows up and just completely dusts him one day or Trevis Gibson hits him with a bull rush, there will be a moment, a welcome to the NFL moment for Braxton Jones. But if he keeps responding, if he holds his own and does some good things, then I think he's got a real chance to start on this offensive line. What do you guys think? Will Braxton Jones be the week 1 starter at left tackle? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Curious to get your thoughts. What's up?
I think that's a huge benefit. I think his arms are 36 inches. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, 35 and a half, I believe. Yeah, he's got super long arms.
I think he has a real shot to be the tackle for this year. I don't know about next year. So
yeah, I mean, if he starts this year and plays well, then you found your left tackle. If not, then back to the drawing board.
I mean, it happens all the time. You find late draft tackles and they turn out to be franchise tackles.
Exactly. Appreciate the question, Fofo. Sorry to cut you off there. Y for yes and for no. Will Braxton Jones start in week 1? Get a couple of shout-outs in the live chat here, by the way, for anyone who is in the live chat. Appreciate everybody who's been hanging out with us today here on the Callin app. So you guys have been fantastic. Justin Fields in the live chat, at least someone with the name of Justin Fields. Appreciate everybody hopping on the caller line. If you're watching on YouTube, like I said, subscribe here, youtube.com/BearsNow daily videos. Also, subscribe to Callin, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. We do this every week where we answer all your questions on the Callin app.